It started with a phone call. Sarah had always hated working late shifts at the diner, but she needed the extra money. The streets were empty when she locked up at 2 a.m. The air thick with an eerie silence. The only sound was the hum of the streetlights, flickering intermittently as if struggling to stay alive. Even the usual sounds of the city, distant sirens, the occasional rumble of a passing car, were absent tonight. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. She hesitated. Who would call at this hour? With a deep breath, she answered. Static. Then, Sarah, I see you. Her blood ran cold. The voice was a distorted whisper, crawling into her ears like a spider weaving its web. She spun around, scanning the empty street. Nothing. Just parked cars and darkened storefronts. A shiver crawled down her spine. She hung up and quickened her pace toward her apartment, her breath hitching with every step. Her phone buzzed again. Unknown number. She ignored it. Then her apartment buzzer rang. She froze. No one ever visited her this late. Slowly, she approached the intercom, her hand shaking as she pressed the button. Hello. Silence. Then a click. The door unlocked on its own. She stumbled back. This wasn't right. Her building had security locks. No one could enter without a key. She hesitated, then pushed open the door, stepping inside cautiously. The hallway was empty, the fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. She checked her phone again. Another message. Unknown number. Don't go inside. Her stomach twisted. The door creaked shut behind her. Footsteps echoed from the stairwell. Slow, heavy. She wasn't alone. A shadow moved at the top of the stairs. It was tall, unnaturally thin. The overhead lights flickered, distorting its shape. Her breathing turned shallow. Who's there? She called. Her voice barely a whisper. No answer. The shadow took a step closer. She turned and bolted for her apartment. Her hands fumbled with the keys, shaking so violently she almost dropped them. The footsteps behind her grew faster. She jammed the key into the lock and threw open the door, slamming it shut behind her. Silence. Her heart pounded against her ribs as she pressed her ear to the wood. Nothing. Just the hum of the city outside. Then her phone buzzed again. Unknown number. You shouldn't have run. She gasped, dropping the phone. The room felt smaller, the air heavier. Slowly, she turned toward her bedroom mirror. A figure stood behind her reflection. She spun around. Nothing. The phone buzzed again. A video message this time. With trembling fingers, she played it. The screen showed her apartment. The camera moved slowly, panning across the room. Her kitchen, her couch, her hallway, then her bedroom. Then, her closet. The door creaked open on its own. The screen went black. A whisper crawled through the darkness. I'm already inside. Her phone slipped from her hands. The closet door behind her creaked open. A breath on her neck. The lights went out, and Sarah screamed. The next morning, the apartment was empty. Her phone lay on the floor, screen cracked, still buzzing with an unread message. Unknown number. Who's next? Detective Mark Holloway stood in the doorway of Sarah's apartment, staring at the overturned furniture and the eerie stillness of the room. Something about this case felt different. It wasn't just another missing person. It was like the air itself carried a whisper of something unseen, something wrong. His partner, Detective Lisa Monroe, picked up Sarah's phone with gloved hands, scrolling through the last messages. She frowned. We've seen these before, Mark. He sighed, running a hand through his graying hair. Yeah, the Hollowbrook disappearances. Same pattern. Late night call, messages from an unknown number, and then gone. Lisa nodded. Except this time we have footage. She turned the phone toward him, playing the last video message Sarah received. As the closet door creaked open on the screen, a shudder passed through the detective. Pause that, Mark said. Lisa did. They both stared at the shadowy figure just barely visible in the frame, its long fingers stretching toward the camera before the screen cut to black. "Enhance that image," Lisa muttered. Mark shook his head. "Doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it doesn't belong here." Lisa exhaled sharply. "We need to find Sarah, fast." That night, Mark couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. He sat in his office, staring at the case files, when his phone buzzed. Unknown number. His pulse quickened. He hesitated before answering. Static. Then, "Detective, you're next." Mark shot to his feet, heart pounding. The line went dead. A chill settled in his bones. He turned to the security monitor in his office. The camera feed showed the empty precinct halls, the dimly lit corridors stretching into darkness. Then movement. A tall, shadowed figure stepped into view, standing motionless at the end of the hallway, its head tilted, as if listening. Mark's blood ran cold. The screen flickered. The figure was closer now, then closer. A breath whispered against his ear. "It's already inside." The lights went out, and Mark Holloway screamed. The next morning, Lisa Monroe arrived at the precinct, frowning as she noticed Mark's empty desk. His phone sat there, screen cracked, still buzzing with an unread message. "Unknown number. Who's next?"